they wanna package this. Pray for peace, pacifist. I'm never old enough to give a promise.
Okay, look, can you hear me, Tudor?
Yes, we can. I finally can hear. I don't know why, but my PC just didn't want to play nice with me today. But we are completely fine, and now we can actually get into the swing of things in this matchup of Dust 2. It's already going to be, well, Splot kicking things off, drawing first blood on the side of Krasavi, and they're trying to force their way into the A site right over here. Man disadvantage for the Prodigies as the bomb starts to go down.
Yeah, we see the Prodigy starting on the CT side with that pistol advantage, using the USPs, trying to find those long-range engagements as they go in for the retake. Nice shot from Quartz there, takes off ahead. That's what you need when you get into a
Takes
site.
down 2, actually. Wow. But that is some kind of retake that they've actually managed to barge their way into right there. Back down to a 2v1 as Straxy's just collecting heads left, right, and center. It's all down to Rush. Messy spray coming out from the Glock right there. And it is the newest edition of Davey rewarded with the final frag on the side of the Prodigies. Successful defuse coming on through, keeping the situation from, well, what already started off to be really bad from getting any worse right there in round number 1.
Yeah, it was. They got onto the side pretty cleanly there, Krasavi. But the Prodigies stayed collected. Nice retake, working together, getting those trades, getting those 2v1s, facing people together. And it works out in their favor.
Indeed it does. So now, they can definitely bolster up quite the army right over here. 3 A1Ss. 2 MP9s surrounding those rifles as well. But obviously because of the fact that Krasavi got themselves that bomb plant, it does make things quite a bit tricky. They have enough cash to spend right over here and bolster up their own lineup with Galils and Mac-10s. It's not going to be easy for Prodigies, and given that horrendous start does finally get traded off, though, not once, but twice coming out from Straxy right there to really put Krasavi on a leash.
Yeah, they got out well before the Molotov there on a long. They get rewarded with a kill, but Straxy holds it down, gets the double trade. And now the T's are back to square one. Haven't really taken any map control besides the B tunnels. And the CTs are set up pretty well to counter this take. Yeah. Got a smoke down in the tunnel, and the T's really don't have a lot of util to work with.
No, I mean, the only weak link that appears to be in this lineup right over here is that mid side, but Krasavi aren't going to pay attention to it at all whatsoever. They're going to go straight through the smoke, and immediately Davey loses his head, but Quartz responds with 2 kills of his own. The stars align, and he picks up both of them, and it's going to be all down to, if I'm not mistaken, that's Pla right over there, at least finding 1 onto Quartz with the Galil, but as the smoke dissipates, his option and his opportunity to rotate safely across has also completely dissipated. So he'll have to dry peek this in the 1v2, and he manages to pass through successfully. Bomb is not on his back though, so he has to go and recover that, or potentially try to go fishing for frags. If he decides to go through this window, he'll have 2 barrels staring down upon him, and he doesn't get with a single one. It's going to be Zurus to claim that frag again as the Prodigies. They double up on the round count.
Again, good round from the Prodigies. I like the safe play there on the B side. He gets those first 2 kills, spots the turret, gets taken down to low HP, decides to play it safe behind the box, wait for his teammates. Teammates flashes behind him, he goes for the peek. Unfortunately, doesn't get a kill there, but that's just some solid fundamentals coming out.
Yeah, 100%, and especially Quartz, we have to give credit where credit is due, because if it wasn't for him picking up that 2-piece right there, I'm pretty sure the round would have just been completely done and dusted with from that one moment right there.
Yeah, definitely. Once you lose entry into the B side, it's gonna be so hard to retake, especially when the T's have solid guns. You know, they pick up those M4s, they get a Galil. It's a A very hard retake, and now that these are back on pistols, CT's farming with those MP9s if possible.
It is 600 bucks per kill, so you may as well try to farm as much of the eco as possible. Nade's going to be tossed out. Finds a little bit of contact right over there, but Davey is going to continue to just, well, extend this man advantage on the side of the Prodigies, and versus Deagles in the anti-eco, there's not much else that you can truly expect. So Krasavi, they're gonna, well, rotate and try their hand and test their luck over towards that long side, which largely remains uncontested. And given the fact that SBT's rotated a little bit further off of Cat, the moment that they start stomping, well, the jig is gonna be up right here. Oh, lovely shot coming out onto Straxy, but SBT keeps it neat and tidy. He cleans things up. Only one casualty, though, on the side of Prodigies.
Yeah, after that kill from Davey on the B side, he saw them pushing into the tunnels, taking map control, taking information. They knew they were going A, and they entry the side with a great Deagle headshot there. But, that's all they're gonna get, and the rest of the CTs are there for backup, and they mow them down before they can get the bomb down.
Really, really good hold. I did start to get a little bit worrisome the moment that I saw SBT kind of rotating off in the minimap. I'm just like, nah, if you're going to come back, the timing is going to be super, super off. But luckily, as he said, he had the rest of the team to back him up. But now we probably get our first chance at seeing exactly how the sausage is made on the side of Krasavi. AK's in their arms. And that means that the time for goofing about has completely been brought to a halt. They're going to try to force their hand through that lower mid side. No smoke drop just yet. And now Straxy, no, he's going to try to tap away, but nobody crosses on through. Quartz being forced out as well. That was a friendly, was that a friendly Molotov? I'm not exactly sure. Probably not.
I don't think it was. I think it was from the T's trying to flush him out of position.
Yeah.
Has a quick peek, doesn't spot anyone, falls back safely. The T's now stacking up for a B hit. It's all going to be on SBT from the back line.
I'm starting to get nervous right here. Flashbang comes on through, and you can see they're all lined up. He's going to be mollied off. Goes for the swing, and so much damage, leaving two players on the side of Krasavi on about 13 HP put between the two of them, but gets away with absolutely no kills. So we got a 5v3 retake now as Rush finds the head of Quartz right over there. They know that he's in that lower tunnel side, and it's Davey to try to flirt with that. He finds the frag eventually right there, but this is still a very sticky situation. Obviously, we know how low some of these Krasavi players are, but the boys on the side of the Prodigies have no idea. They could definitely try to test this one, but they're just going to save the old big green right there and concede this round.
Yeah, it's the first time we see the Prodigies bring out an AWP. Unfortunately, not really able to bring it into play. The money on them is still quite low. They're going to elect to save this, try to go for the exit kills.
Wow.
Doesn't go their way, though, with the save.
Yokabi on 2 HP after having eaten absolute lead from SBT at the start of the round. Still manages to get away with 2 extra right over there, which I genuinely thought the Prodigies would have had under their belts right there. But still, we had the most important pieces of the puzzle saved over from that previous round, and they still have enough money to reinvest into, well, actually a dual off setup over here. Exactly. It's not all that often that we actually see the Prodigies employ this kind of setup. The past couple of times that it's worked out has only and exclusively been on Inferno, so I'm curious to see how this will work out for myself.
Yeah, let's see where they're gonna put him into play. They've got Straxy on long, Zurus on short with that AWP, but Davey in mid with the AWP, so a double AWP setup on mid. As the T's are already setting up for B.
Oh, timing right over there for Davey. Unfortunate. Quartz spots one, finds one, and he's got so many more headaches to deal with. He'll finally be shut down, but luckily enough, Davey strikes from window, and he's going to be mollied off. So once again, they have given away this bomb site for free, and Straxy still struggling to find a rifle in his arms to bring into this 2v4 retake that Davey has just granted us. Finds the head of Rush on top of that, so now it's going to be down to Pla as well as his comrade right there to try to hold on for dear life. Gorgeous frag coming from the back of the site right there to find the head of Davey. And Pla's going to try to tap away, test his luck a little bit longer. Time starting to run out. And now we'll have an extra member of this Prodigies going down. SBT trades it back, and Zurus creeping in from the dual doors will finally put the nail on the coffin for this round. Krasavi, they definitely gave it their all, and they made it a super hard time for the Prodigies, but still a 4th CT round is what we find ourselves with.
Yeah, AWP coming in clutch there. Davey hitting 2 shots before they get the bomb down, really swinging the advantage back into favor of the Prodigies. And we're going into a comms round, so let's see how calm and collected the boys are after winning a 4th round.
I pick long.
Okay. Can you boost me shots, actually?
Yeah.
And give me your nade if you can.
Didn't see suicide, maybe that boost.
Thanks.
Don't see long.
Xbox
Long.
lock.
Flash.
Flash one long. Flashing.
They need lower,
Push me
guys.
side.
It's nothing short.
It's double lower if they need lower.
Yeah, demo is short. I'm nading lower.
You have it?
Come
Don't
short,
see
we
a
need
pattern.
someone. We need to defend.
Yeah, I'm
short.
coming.
Go, go,
We'll
go.
play aggro on mid. Be ready to fight
Okay.
on mid.
Yeah.
Leave B.
Yeah, leave B.
Okay, I will small Xbox and we fight mid.
They flash B?
B.
B something.
Okay, okay.
That's one.
Nice.
Come clear mid.
More out.
I will
Go
go ramp,
fast.
I have full kill.
I
Go
hold
on,
window.
push them. You
You can
can
retake
tunnel.
fast if you want.
But it's okay, chill, we have full util. I will smoke tunnel and molly car, okay? And you molly backside, Straxy, like under the window.
Roll molly.
Commit.
I molly car.
Yeah. Ready? Molly.
Oh,
I flash on
Xbox.
the left, flashing. And let's go.
Xbox one.
Pushing. Outside door. Close right.
Unfortunately, this round is going to go to Krasavi. The Prodigy is not able to hold off the B attack this time. We saw some unfortunate timing on the call there to rotate away from B towards mid. And that's just when the nades were coming in and they catch the Prodigies off guard. And the round goes to favor of Krasavi.
I mean, don't get me wrong. So far, the ideas for the retakes have been relatively on point. You saw how they were able to utilize a lot of their grenades, the Molotovs, the HEs, and the flashbangs, and basically everything in their toolkit to almost perfection right there when it came to the retake. They definitely had protocols in set for being able to fish out and force out a lot of those team members, leaving them in very uncomfortable positions to be picked up right there. But unfortunately, the cookie doesn't crumble in the best of manners for the Prodigy side. We do start off with the trade coming on through. Wow. Impact coming in from the car side as well, but Long unfortunately has been claimed by the Krasavi side, and Quartz, with the only actual weapon on the side of the Prodigies, is looking to test this Long side, but will have to forfeit ground instead.
Yeah, I think it's James time once again if they don't get a kill quickly. Save that up into another round. Or is he going to push through here? Very risky. He's going to wait for SBT to find an opening. He is gonna sneak through, find the first, goes for the goes for the jump shot, goes for the second one as well.
Keep
Quartz is
trying,
feeling
Quartz. Yeah, he's feeling it. You might eventually get it as well. You may as well try to test your hand. Finds a good bit of damage right there onto Pusha, and he has to redirect his attention over towards the player inside a pit. That was Rush, who eventually does put him 6 feet under right there. That came so darn close. If only that initial jump shot would have connected, then maybe we would have had a round on our hands right there. But that was still super ballsy from Quartz, and really cleverly played, waiting for the smoke to dissipate before getting himself a free kill onto the player that was over by car. But with that somewhat of an eco round that the Prodigies have just wrapped up, they now stare down the barrel of a secondary eco round, giving Krasavi a perfect opportunity to type the scoreline here.
Yeah, Krasavi has done a very good job of, even despite losing some rounds, they've done a very good job of keeping the CT economy low and vulnerable. And the moment it swings the wrong way, the CT's double eco basically. Rough situation to be in, and Krasavi's gonna equalize it here. Last round got close. He the upper there even hit the wall bang on side. Brought the T there down very low. Like if he gets hit by one deagle body shot on the way to A side, that turns it around completely on his head. So this is so close.
But for now, no openings to be gained on the side of the Prodigies. Davey is the first to fall. And at this certain stage, I respect what the Prodigies are trying to do. Keep everyone on the side of Krasavi full up in a bunch right there, and hopefully they take damage from a bomb alone right there. Good thing coming on through, but they decide to try to force their way down the catwalk, and, well, they're going to meet a very untimely and unceremonious
Well, I might die here,
and
yeah.
so does Splash right there. Hello.
Nice little deagle shot to finish it off. He was kind of stuck at car, like I think he was going to die to the bomb anyway, but finish him off for good measure. as we get into another gun round. Prodigy's looking to take back momentum.
Indeed they are. Let's see exactly. We got an op in the hand of Zuritz, and that's going to be surrounded by rifles. We're going to jump back into the team comms to see how the Prodigies want to take back this lead.
Up. I'm insta smoking B.
They smoke Xbox.
Bomb. I have it.
I
I'm
smoke long.
smoking.
No, I
Okay.
do for it. And I leave you. I'm going short with you.
I can go short, Karim.
Flash.
Didn't see lower.
Flashing behind you.
Quartz, I drop you 2 flashes here.
It's okay, long?
Out.
Don't see
Okay.
top mid, guys.
I'm playing car. 1 B.
I'm
Let's
worried
smoke and
about
flash.
B, guys.
Flashing.
Okay. Can you
I'm
flash?
blind, they're pushing B, I'm blind.
It's okay, no need to
Yeah,
flash.
headshot one.
Out B, out B.
Xbox.
Flashing behind you.
Bomb it.
I'm
more,
in the
one is
smoke. Can
low,
you flash?
two
Can you
more.
flash? Can you flash?
I flash already.
Flashing! Boom.
Cluster one.
Try that.
Flashing.
Headshot.
In this smoke. In this smoke, I don't know.
I
1v1.
No,
Nice, good
What's
job.
up?
Outside,
How
outside.
They pop B 4 times.
Bro, what is this smoke they're doing? I don't understand.
Just play 2B entire game for real.
Yeah.
Man,
What a close
I
round
don't
once again.
think-
What a hero play from Quartz there.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think I've ever seen Straxy so stressed out in a 1v1 situation in a very, very long time, in a couple of months over there. But damn, that was one roller coaster of a round right there. Beautiful, beautiful util work, enabling Quartz to just farm for multi-kills right there and really give them a fighting chance. But obviously, we have to commend Spla right there, or Pla on the side of Krasavi, because he seriously gave them a run for their money, tying up the man count. Moving into this round, it's Straxy to start off really good, but his days are numbered, and yeah, Rush has got his name.
Yeah, the D's finally getting an entry on the long side. They've been favoring B quite a bit. But they're mixing it up. So walk into a double peek here. 2 kills gone away with the Prodigies. And suddenly long is their only avenue of attack. Zurus already posted up on A. Gets taken down though. They read the smoke. Blah, holding short. Molly on side's gonna delay the T's even longer. Gonna buy some time for the rotate to come in as they push through mid. On their way to long. The T's might not expect this, but they might
No.
make their way to CT as well. Bomb
Yeah.
slowly moving away from that A side.
Ooh, they're about to be bamboozled. I can feel it in my bones, Reuven, right here. I don't know if they picked up on the fact that Rush has actually snuck on past in the moment that we'll have the announcer say, bomb has been planted. That is the moment when Prodigies have realized that they done goofed up a little bit.
Yeah, they managed to get the kill on the guy on side, but they did not realize Rush had just rushed off with the bomb.
It was all a
Planted it
ruse.
on
It's
B.
all smoke and mirrors right here, but they're quick to pursue Rush over here. No intel to work with. Molotovs and util toss out for good measure. Lower window, he finds one right there onto Quartz. Narrowly lines up the crosshair for the second, but Davey is quick to punish him right there as we have the Prodigies finding themselves 2 rounds on the backbone.
Yeah, 3v1 retake there from the Prodigies, so they can just brute force it, manpower, find the info, sacrifice one person, then double face him to close out the round. The kill on short really went well for the Prodigies there. The Opper and the Rifler both chiming in at the same time, just annihilating that attack from Krasavi.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the player that was wielding the FAMAS right over there, like, Gers would have 100% gone down after he finds that, or Zeros, excuse me, would have 100% just been traded off the moment that he finds himself that first pick. I mean, it did seem as if they were lined up for a collateral, but I think the second player might have gone shot through the leg or something, so they wouldn't have taken as much damage. But we can sit and hypothesize as much as we want and theorize, but it really doesn't matter when we have to get back into reality. So Krasavi, well, trying to force their way down towards that lower mid side. They will eventually trade off SBT, and he's going to be staring at the respawn screen until the very next round. Still, he can IGL the squad even beyond the grave, but now Krasavi looking to brute force their way into B right here.
Ooh, quick deagle shot coming out with the entry. Quartz there in the back line with a double to shut it down immediately. Rush now on his own once again in a 3v1. He's gonna find one with the picked up AK. But Zura's gonna farm him with the MP9, 600 bucks in his pocket as he changes to the AK for a nice little upgrade.
We are not necessarily trading rounds blow for blow, but it seems as if most of these fights have been technically, you know, you basically have both of the teams sort of like trading a package of rounds. 4 rounds initially picked up by the Prodigies. Krasavi responded with 4 of their own, and if that trend is supposed to continue, then by the time the round number 13 comes around, then Krasavi might respond back with 3 of their own. But that could all change. Let's see. The long play is an absolute bloodbath and a massacre right there, and it's still... well, nothing but a sea of blue that paints the kill feed as we have the Prodigy sat with the man advantage. Wow. Krasavi almost losing out the entire round in the matter of just a few seconds.
Yeah, that rush, they got out really quickly, so for a second, felt really good for the T's there. But the counter util comes in, the rifles from the Prodigies fire off, and it leaves them in a 4v2 man advantage. Bomb out on his own in long. Really no map control to speak of. Last gotta drop back to spawn. Throw a little bit of fake util, see if they can draw some players away. But it's looking like a tough task to bring this 5th round for Krasavi home.
Yeah, and especially considering the fact that you've got, well, I was going to say Zura's behind car could definitely try to, well, keep things neat and tidy, but he's the first to actually get fished out. SBT does get the trade, but a quick response to still come on through from the Krasavi side. Ooh, gap through the smoke. Utilized to utter perfection right there from Pla. And he's going to have direct and free entry into the bomb site to get this down. Reset the clock all the way back up to 40. So now Davy's on a timer. He's got plenty to work with and the HP advantage, but it's still around a 762 to find and magnetize itself to the head of Plow right there. Defuse to come on through, and we have the Prodigies at the very least winning out the half as they find an 8th.
That definitely turned south quickly for the Prodigies there for a second. Great shots coming in on long on the car guy at first. Good trade on the second A player. And then a shot to CT, edge of the smoke. Great awareness from Pla to find the players. And as we're watching the final replays, we're going into another comms round to see how the Prodigies are feeling.
And yeah, don't fight if they go.
Don't say suicide.
Nothing.
You just go back.
I'm just going
I'm staying
back.
car.
Rotating.
It's heavy long,
I'm
heavy
close.
long.
Yeah, 8 there already.
One.
Dead.
Let's
In the smoke shooting one.
That one.
Nice.
3, one last beat. You think
Cannot see.
I'm
he's
nading, I'm nading.
He's 1 HP.
He dead.
Bye-bye.
I have one more nade, guys.
Still
Okay.
good, guys, right?
I reload.
I will nade. If I die, unlucky.
How did you not die? What the
Kobe.
fuck, man?
Let's go.
Kobe.
I guess.
Jaldayat Galil, so...
Let's play
We can do the same. I will just go.
Prodigies have been practicing their pitching there, closing out the round with a nice Kobe.
Yeah, indeed they have. And it was I have to admit, I was laughing a little bit at that one moment where I think it must have been Davey or Zurus who called out like, yeah, they're 1 HP. They were about like 15 HP or something in that nade only left them exactly on 1 HP afterwards. Yeah, I agree, Davey. He was on 1 HP, but it just took him a little bit of extra explosive damage right there. But moving
predicting the future, you know?
Yeah, quite literally. He is a soothsayer. I wouldn't believe it even if you would have mentioned it. But moving into the second to last round of this first half over here, it is a force buy coming out from Krasavi, and they've smoked off the A side completely. It's best BT to be blown sky high first. And that does crack things open for them. What's Yakobi doing down below? He spots the first, but can't get away with the second right there. Still creeping inside of the A side. He finds some impact, but oh, look what Davies found. He struck gold instead. He's found the bomb all by itself inside of B.
Yeah, Davey suddenly turns this round completely upside down. The T's got easy entry onto A short, but I think there's some confusion within their ranks about what to do afterwards. Because like they got an entry onto A, and then suddenly the bomb is by itself on B. I'm a bit confused about what the plan is here.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I can certainly love a good strategy, one of those good old debates where you send the entire squad over towards one side and then boom, the last remaining member with the bomb on their back just goes to the opposite side and they try to get themselves a free plant off. But it seems as if, well, the Prodigies may have been a step ahead of them. Like, truth be told, when it comes to a lot of the bomb plants that we've seen so far on Dust 2 coming out from Krasavi, the Prodigies have been relatively slow to actually respond, especially when it comes to their anchors moving from one side to the other. Could have been the exact same case over here as well, where I think it was Quartz, if not, it was definitely Straxy, who was just starting to rotate over towards A to get in on the fun himself, and he's just like, oh wait, I have to deal with somebody first. Oh wait, it turns out they have bomb as well.
Yeah, they've just been very apprehensive, like you said, about moving their anchors, and this time it definitely works in their favor.
One of the few times that it actually works out a little bit hilariously as you plan. And shots go according to plan right there for Davey. Keeps the Krasavi tees at bay, shutting the door out on that mid presence. There is no way Krasavi can force their way through that anymore.
We've got a double op coming out here for the final round of the half. Davey and Zerus bringing out those big green guns. Heavy shift towards A here from the CTs. 3 players there as Davey finds the player on short with the op. And it's all down to Pala here on his own with a Galil. 5 CTs to deal with, and he's not going to last long against Quartz. Prodigies take the half 11-4.
Quite a very, very dominant half being put up from them. At the very least, the first 10 to 12 rounds, they were really, really competitive. We have to give credit where credit is due because Krasavi, they played their hearts out, but it simply wasn't enough. Hopefully, their own CT side is going to be a little bit better, but obviously the Prodigies, they just need 5 more rounds to close things off. We're going to cut to a short break and then see if we can speed run things in the second half, so don't go too far. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We just concluded our opening half, finishing at an 11-4 scoreline so far in favor of the Prodigies. The CT side looked very, very tough for the side of, well, the side of, I've already,
Krasavi,
Krasavi. I was thinking Krasavi for a second, but no, my dyslexia is starting to get to me.
Yeah, the Prodigies started off well, going up 4-1, 4-0. And then Krasavi brought it back to 4-4, breaking that CT economy. But afterwards, Prodigies just started rolling. They dealt with the beat takes from Krasavi, and they just kept streaking rounds together, and they brought it all the way to 11-4.
Exactly.
Very comfortable half for them.
Started off very, very competitively within the first couple of rounds right over there, with Krasavi definitely being able to put up a really, really, I want to say impressive fight in general when it came to a lot of their T rounds right there. But the more play that we got to see over the last, let's say, latter half of that first half, the more of a positive trend we started to develop, where you had the Prodigies at certain times struggling to actually close off a 2v1 or a 1v1 scenario, and by the end of that first half, we saw the man advantage and the man count slowly rise to the point that they were picking up flawless rounds on the CT side and making it look super duper easy.
Yeah, and let's hope they can continue that stretch on the T side here. Of course, we've got to thank our sponsor for today as well, Razer, Fozzy Game Servers, Refrag, and Scope GG. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Wouldn't have a sick broadcast like this, so check those out.
And speaking of broadcast, by the way, because obviously we gotta plug our Portuguese friends just a little bit over here. Make sure to go ahead and give a huge thank you to our lovely production squad, making sure that we've got everything working on, from all of the replays to all of the overlays. That is from Pewpew. Go ahead and give them a follow on Twitter, because they are some of the best blokes that I've personally had the chance of working with over the last year or so as well. And obviously, big thank you to them for making every bit and every single aspect of this broadcast possible. And speaking of the broadcast, well, yeah, we're finally back into the game right now, Ruben. And we've got Krasavi staring down the barrel of a 7-round gap that they somehow have to close off.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to look to pick up this pistol. Otherwise, they're in some deep trouble as these stack up towards that A long side. With the Glocks, they've got a bit of a range disadvantage. are they going to find this player lurking at the car?
Ooh, Rush spots out the first. Quick tap to fish out his head, but won't be able to get away with much more other than that. Instead is going to be Yokabi that somehow manages to keep things steady. This ship hasn't sailed all too far for the Prodigies, but SBT has got a backstab in the works. He finally shuts down Yokabi, and that alleviates so much tension off the shoulders of the Prodigies so far, so they can get the bomb down relatively uncontested.
Yeah, the car player just not buying enough time for his teammates there. Finds the first kill, not able to get any more before the trades start going the way of the Prodigies. Plan now on the comeback, but Quirts shuts it down. Prodigies take the T-side pistol just like they did the CT pistol. And they are looking to close this game out quickly.
I'm pretty sure Plob might have been able to pull off the 1v3 if he wasn't using the P2K, and if he was using a classic USPS, where you obviously like circumcise the gun and you take the silencer off. If you just go in with a raw USPS as opposed to a P2K, he probably would have won that, to be fair.
Just the sheer confusion from the gun sounds that can throw people off. You know?
I mean, see, I'm the kind of person that whenever I'm on the CT side and I'm holding a very, very tight angle, I purposely take off my silencers just so that my opponents don't see the barrel as they come to round the corner. It always works out. Just screw silencers, bro.
Yeah, literally unscrew silencers.
Yes, exactly.
Rush now set up with a scout holding down that long angle. Together with his teammate also on a scout.
Ooh.
Double scout setup here on a shooting gallery. But the trades are going equal right now. They're spawning out a lot of Krasavi players, or a lot of Prodigy players, I mean. There's Straxy now up close, using that AK, and SBT right there behind him.
Ah, yeah. That didn't work out all too well for Krasavi, and Quartz with yet another backstab on the lurk is going to be able to shut down Nazed instead. It's all down to Plow, who is stuck over towards the short side, coming up on Xbox relatively shortly, but he's instead going to try his luck with the deagle. Nothing to be found, though. I've got to say, it's not all too often that we see two scouts surrounded by Ds, because don't get me wrong, like, it's something that we see at the very, very tip-top of competition within CS to see a scout surrounded by multiple deagles, but I haven't seen two of them in quite a while.
Yeah, ever since the jump scouting got nerfed, I don't think it's been as meta as in years past. Still powerful gun in situations, but yeah, it did not work out for Krasavi there. Something I do want to point out: 2 T rounds, 2 times the lurk comes in very effectively already.
Yeah.
A backstab just at the right time alleviates so much pressure and throws the Krasavi defense into disarray.
Yeah, exactly. And the first initial round during the pistol that we saw, it worked out splendidly. Right there, it could have found a little bit more impact, but right now, it's Krasavi to absolutely run down Straxy. Zurus is going to retort, but suddenly, the Prodigies have got another conundrum that they have to deal with, because it was Straxy who was holding onto the bomb outside of the B tunnels. And we've got Jacobi fishing out one of those AKs that he can now utilize at range to hold down this bomb over towards the B side. He's all the way up to the tippy top of T-spawn as well. And the Prodigies have got minimal util, only one flashbang to try and force their way on through. They do smoke off the bomb, and that's going to force out some kind of spray to come in from Krasavi. They're dealing with this accordingly, but oh, they actually get away with it. They get away with it, Krasavi. Yeah. Oh no.
SBT quick on his feet, dodges the sprays, and gonna get the bomb down.
Words finds
holding
2.
down the back line, gets 2, and that's gonna be it for this round. But it looked a little bit dodgy there. Suddenly the bomb carrier caught out by the quickly flanking CT players. Luckily for the Prodigies, though, there was still 1 minute 20 on the clock, so plenty of time to deal with this calmly and get this round back under control.
Exactly. I mean, this is that's also one of the most defining qualities when it comes to SBT as well as the IGL on the side of the Prodigies. That if he can usually just coach this team to success, whether he's got 30 seconds left or a minute to work with as well. And those are one of the scenarios that you don't often expect to run into as an IGL. And speaking of IGLing, we're gonna tune into the team comms right here to see how SBT handles things on the Prodigy side.
Attacking long, they're attacking long.
Okay.
The molly dip. Only one molly.
The flash?
No need. I'm just flashing short.
Flash mid.
Yeah, it's me.
I'm anti-flash.
Come top mid, guys. I will smoke inch, and we take short together.
Yeah.
I pressure long a bit.
Can flash is shot.
I'm okay.
Can I stay long or what? They respawn
Yeah,
long.
stay long. Flash.
Okay.
Flashing long now?
Second smoke on long. Second smoke on long.
Okay, we got shot. It's me. Okay, just
don't see
can
let's
full
execute. Just execute on A.
Okay, I
I
can
wait,
do.
Stretch, I gave you bomb.
Go
I'll do
delay
first.
on long. Go late.
I do this one.
You want
Ready?
more flash?
I will flash for long for you, okay?
Yeah,
I
go
will
smoke
Molly
when you
City
can.
after.
Okay.
Or you have Molly City.
I'm
Okay,
flashing
Molly.
twice behind. Flashing
I'm
once.
Molly
Molly
City.
City.
I'm Molly
Flashing
Goose.
twice. Fuck.
Oh
Okay,
shit.
that's really unlucky.
I
You're
don't
on low.
blind.
One car.
Okay, this is unfortunate.
Uh,
You
Maybe
can
let's
go. Give me
cancel.
one more flash, squad, and I will flash for you. Go.
I'm only ramp. You ready?
Yeah.
Holding there. Flash.
Flashing one.
I'm jumping. Oh wait,
Flashing one
I
more.
never mind.
Careful, goose.
You're shooting.
okay, long.
Long.
One long.
Gonna get
Try
bomb.
to plant. Yeah.
Too long, guys.
Pretty close.
Wait.
Can save. Nice try.
Nice try.
And
All
Ah,
good.
that's unlucky.
They have double up push.
Yeah.
This one genuinely felt like a little bit of a horror game right there. I think the Prodigies, they got caught by surprise in so many of those engagements right there. They really didn't know how to handle things. Zurus did get things off to a really, really gorgeous start right there, but they really couldn't snowball it into something more.
Krasavi with really good timing on the counter util there, shutting off the Prodigies one by one, isolating them, and just ruining the plans. Just with the right timing, or the wrong timing, if you're the Prodigies. Every time they try to come out, another nade flies their way, and it just disrupts their plans.
Exactly. Quartz was on roll to get himself an entry over towards long right there. I mean, he didn't see a single body. No, the only thing that he saw was just HEs and Molotovs being tossed into his general direction right there. A bit unfortunate that they couldn't barge their way through towards that long side, but they've obviously got multiple other options to play around with, but forcing your way through this lower mid-side is going to be tricky. They're going to eat a nade right there, and it's going to find so much damage. Flashbangs through as Rush is trying to keep them off, but the Prodigies have yet to force their way through. They're instead going to go up Cat. And Rush, he might be able to find something on the lurk, but guess what? There's a counter lurk going on. Yokabi finds one before the flashbang hits. He's going to go in for more, but the shots on the AWP don't connect. They excuse me, they can get that bomb plant down fairly easily as Rush confirms the 5v3.
Yeah, that mid fights there might decide this whole round. The counter lurk or the lurk, who's gonna win it? Rush comes out on top, and suddenly there's a lurker right behind the short player on Prodigy side. Straxy stuck on side by himself. Gets flanked by 3 players and it's all on Quartz. The flank comes in. He still wins that fight. Quartz in a 1v2 now. 2 players already on side. It hits the first step, but Pusha is there. Great headshot there on the last player, but
Man.
just short a little bit of HP.
Man, that flick was something else onto the first player right there. Super duper close. And I wasn't expecting him to find this initial frag right here over towards short with the Galil. It looks super duper messy, but it's what technically kept the round alive for the Prodigies. And the best thing about it in general is that now, with every single player that they kill on the side of Krasavi, they're gonna be forced to reinvest because that's just what happens when you're at the mercy of the CT side economy. Sure, they can bring out 2 ops right now, but if this setup doesn't work for Krasavi, they're going to be sat at about 2.5k if they lose out on this round.
Yeah, and it's pistols versus ops. A quick play might catch him off guard here. Pla stuck on the bomb side as he's gonna get swarmed there right now.
Ooh, does keep it neat and tidy though. Composure above all else. He does find one, but the Deagle is struggling to find heads. And this pistol round really doesn't work out at all for the Prodigies, unfortunately enough. Not quite gearing in. And we'll have Zurus, the final player, also going down. So Krasavi, they at the very least prevent the Prodigies from hitting map point yet for another round right here. But I think that things might start to change ever so slightly. The Prodigies don't have the best of egos right now, but they can definitely take full buys with Galils and a couple of, well, potentially lesser weaponry. And instead, it's going to be the Scout and Deagle investment yet again. So they're realizing that they can be as patient as they want with closing off this map.
Yeah, they're gonna be going for a scoped battle here. Ops versus Scouts. Let's see who wins out that long range fight. If they're not accurate enough, it's definitely gonna go the way of the big green gun. The Prodigies are gonna take it slow, poke around, see if they can find anyone sticking out their head where they're not supposed to.
Exactly. That's one thing that the Prodigies are heavily relying upon in a round like this. You're hoping that Krasavi makes a mistake and offers themselves up for free. But I doubt that's something that Krasavi are actually aiming to do right here. You can see they're willing to give up a lot of the map entirely for free. And they're not really contesting a whole lot until it's absolutely necessary. Yokabi finds one. That prompts Rush to go for a swing, but he's actually felled instead. Yokabi is not going to dance with the devil. Instead, it's the Prodigies to vacate that middle side of the map and rotate to send it in towards B.
It's all gonna be in Pusha here. He's heard them coming. He's spraying. Finds 3. Only the scout left. Hits a shot, but it's not enough.
It's so messy from
Straxy's
Straxy.
panicking.
No!
Finds him off with the pistol, but Yokabi there with the op for backup.
Oh, that
Cradle
was
from Pusha there.
that wasn't exactly a gaming moment coming out from Straxy right there. I counted at least 4 scout shots missed. Ah. We had replays, and I'm hoping for the sake of Straxy's own mental that we don't get to see replay all of those missed shots. But Pusha, really good job finding so many kills with only 20 in the mag. Prodigy's about to hit map point. Let's tune into the team comms, see if they can accomplish things.
I think
Up,
up will be.
Up both
Headline.
holding.
Up
I'm
should
close
be
to
on B.
smoke.
No, you chill on B.
Can't be pit, can't be pit.
I will
I've
spam.
pit. They left it. Off
There
the
is 1
car.
HP.
I'm 1
Just give
HP.
up
We
too.
can get Series stupid. I'm anti.
Okay.
Can I get
Can I flash?
up?
Yeah,
Yes, yes. Flashing.
Okay. I'm gonna retake tunnels, guys, in your pressure.
I can molly car.
I think you should do it.
Mollying.
I'll pick it.
Okay, guys,
Car
can you just
Please.
hide on long now? I'm gonna
Maybe
fake shot
wait.
for you.
Can we switch
Side
those?
long, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
you need
walk,
to
go close long, guys. I'm gonna fake
Wait,
shot
wait.
for you,
I'm
and you will
jumping.
pop. Okay.
1 is car. There is this problem.
Ah, okay.
Okay, I can molly car. Tell me when.
Yeah, just want you.
I will pick side.
Is it smoked?
Wait,
Don't see
wait.
side.
Okay, I'm gonna fake
Shot
shot now.
Pick maybe.
I have side for you guys.
Yeah, walk close the smokes and flash.
I have side.
Up on
Just
short,
take
guys. I'm flashing
There's
you.
no close.
On deep.
Flash?
Flash.
Close shot, low
Pushing
HP.
behind you. Go.
Hey, city.
He's close. Dead.
One was low HP shot.
I'm mulling short.
molly.
Wait.
I
Mulling.
have behind.
One more shot.
Shot 2 people.
Yeah, you can plant.
I'm planting for plant.
Name
I'm
only,
sticking it, sticking it.
I have cross. Maybe Gandalf, no?
On P. AVP shot.
One is
I
low
have
shot.
cross. I'm holding cross.
Don't pick.
Followed me. I'm
Good
dead.
shot.
I'm not. Oh, okay.
Nice try.
Fuck.
I mean, they're running.
We can
through
pause if
smokes.
you want, guys. Go pause. Please wait.
Unfortunate post plant that the Prodigies had up against themselves. They couldn't really quite keep things neat and tidy right over there. And especially when it came into Davey, man. The fact that he was left on 1 HP for the remainder of that round is such a crutch, and it really limited his freedom with the engagements he was able to choose. Obviously, being relegated to the AWP, which might not be a role he's comfortable with, it definitely does shake things up in a negative way for the Prodigies.
Yeah, he got really unlucky coming out the long doors there. I think he got hit by the molly that slowed him down so much because of the impact. So brought down all the way to 1 HP. And again, the counter mollies from Krasavi just really impactful. They don't quite stop the plant there, but for the retake, they throw on another 2 mollies coming in, force the players out of position, using that man advantage to close it down. Prodigy's calling a pause. They're gonna recompose, get a plan together, and they're gonna look to put this game onto map point.
Looking to see if they can close off the chapter on, well, in this particular story, in this particular book that is ESEA Season 41. 2 more rounds is all that they really need in this matchup, and it's Straxy to get shut down instantaneously over towards long. Yokabi may have caught in a frame or so, and he knew exactly where to shoot as he was getting flashed right over there, but the entry not going according to plan for the Prodigies does mean that they've got to take a moment to reevaluate things. Luckily for them, Quartz has already established a foothold inside of that tunnel.
Yeah, unfortunately, the flash is not quite effective enough to stop Yokabi. The double op setup still going strong for Krasavi. They've got a 1 on A and the other one on, let's see where it is. It's at car. But they have a double man setup in B ready for any pushes there. They're going to be very hard to break down as SBT finds his way to the smoke. And they're going to sneak through the B smoke as well. But Vanzet is there. Gets taken down by Zurus with the AK. SBT still poking around the smoke as well. Going to find a kill there. Jumping into CT. Spots the player at the door. Still 40 seconds on the clock. They're going to try and pinch him here.
SBT has all the freedom in the world, but Rush is actually snuck on past. He goes for the swing, and Zura still wins out the heads-up engagement. Pusha's coming back for the flank. He finds one, and the bomb recovered by SBT narrowly gets away, so he's got access over to A instead. A 1v2 post plant is most likely in this situation right here. SBT, well, he's got quite the mission ahead of himself right now. Needs to shut down an AK as well as an AWP, and they're both going to be going silently in tandem with one another. SBT not willing to get aggressive, but he is willing to get curious. There's the jump coming on through. Missed opportunity, but he finds Pusha instead. On ramp, he shuts down Pla on top of that as well. What a peek and what a play coming out from SBT to win out the 1v2, setting the Prodigies on map point.
That's the kind of hero play you need to finish off a game like this that you're getting behind on. Nice little 1v2 there. Great play. Finds the 1v1 there on the player down ramp. Knows where the other opper is going to be. Finishes it off with a beautiful shot.
Oof.
Prodigy's now on 15.
Man, if it wasn't for SBT's individual plays right there, it would have been about as easy as a round as you could have asked for on the side of Krasavi, and they would have been part of the double digits club right now as well. Yokabi looking to do what Yokabi do best with the AWP, has an inkling that somebody might be stuck inside of the pit right here. And we can definitely confirm his suspicions. There's in fact two of them. Hi, how do you do? Yokabi tries to whack-a-mole, but it turns out that Zurus is just a wee bit better on the AWP. Solid entry on the side of the Prodigies, and all they need to hit that glorious number 16 is just 4 more kills going their way.
Krasavi pulling out the double op yet again. One instantly taken down by the Prodigy's opper as now 5 players line up to this A-take.
Oh,
Player coming to the smoke, instantly shut down.
Naze got so unlucky right there as he emerged through the smoke because he revealed himself before the flashbang actually went on. Mismanaged timing right there could be costly for the side of Krasavi right here, and the Prodigy is still hesitant to get a plant off because they know there's presence over towards the short side. They're gonna smoke it off, and Straxy's gonna lose his head instead. That is still a brilliant frag coming out from Pla, but Pusha's gonna lose his life and lose his head. And on top of that, and it's just the MP9 stuck inside a CT. Rush, with all the hopes and dreams in the world, couldn't close it off at range either. A solid conclusion coming out from the Prodigies right there.
SBT closes it out with a triple once again. Big plays from him. 2 rounds in a row. He takes the lead to close it down. He's had enough. Dust 2 is his map.
Exactly. Dust 2 is all his. And if I'm not mistaken, this is also the first time that we have technically seen the Prodigies, at the very least in this season, on Dust 2 specifically. So it's really great to see that they are not necessarily rusty on Dust 2, but they know exactly how it needs to be played at this level of competition. A 16-9 win, that is about as solid as they come.
Yeah, 4 rounds for Krasavi on the T side, 5 on the CT. So very calm overall from the Prodigies.
Yeah.
And Krasavi is a team that has played Dust 2 before. They've played it 4 times out of 5 so far this season. So they're definitely a confident Dust 2 team.
Yeah.
But the Prodigies shows their quality, and they take down, I think this is their 4th win of the season already.
Yeah, this
if I'm
is
not mistaken.
This is the
4 out of 5.
4th W. This is the 4th W picked up by the Prodigies, and the fact that you actually just mentioned Krasavi played a whole bunch of Dust 2 so far in this main season, I had to get a little bit curious myself as well. And up until this point, they were maintaining a pretty respectable record of 2-1, especially having picked up a win on Dust 2 versus the Entropic Academy roster as well, which is definitely nothing to slouch at. But still, though, unfortunate for Krasavi right there. It seems as if they finally met their maker right there.
Okay, we just heard we've got an exciting interview here with Straxy, one of the players we've been seeing a lot on these streams. Let's see what he has to say.
Hello, Straxy mate. How are you? Congratulations on the pickup.
Thank you, thank you. How are you guys
It
doing?
was really, really refreshing to actually see you guys on Dust 2 of all maps. It's something that I personally wasn't expecting to see at the very least, given how much you've been frequenting Inferno with the boys so far. So obviously, I want to sort of like pose the initial question before I give Ruben a little bit of space to ask is how does it come to you guys determining which map that you typically want to play? Do you guys all collectively like figure something out, or is it all just SBT and it's SBT's world and you simply have to live in it and he chooses the map?
Well, today since we had, I mean, it was 3 new players pretty much. We just wanted to play a really simple map that isn't very complicated or anything. You know, for example, Nuke, you know, that would be horrible to play with 3 new players. Or Overpass, you know. Dust 2 is a really simple map, so we just, yeah, that's pretty much the reason we picked it.
You've mentioned you have 3 new players today. It is the Prodigy way, you know, always switching out new players. How has the practice been? Are you able to schedule things now? Are you confident that you're gonna get together as a team and put in some effort, put in the hours?
Yeah, I mean, FNK is still on the team. He just couldn't be here today, so we needed a stand-in, which was Davey. So SBT had to pick up the calling. I mean, he did a pretty good job, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we just did a practice game before the match, and that was it. We'd never really played with David before. We've
Yeah, I've
had
gotta
one
say
day
that,
with Quirts and Zurus, but that's it. Yeah.
Now, I've got to say, even for his debut matchup, Davey still really did a very diligent job so far as well. And especially when it came, I think it was the 23rd round or something like that, where he ate a boatload of nades and he was kind of stuck on 1 HP. And you guys basically had to adapt everything on the fly based around his health pool, swapping over the op, and then still trying to get the post plan off. Things can get very, very tough in those certain instances where you have to go back to protocols and you have to go back to a lot of contingency plans to pull things off. How has the rest of the team, specifically when we take a look at the newest additions, how have they been able to mesh in with the existing foundation that the Prodigies have set up?
Well, I would say now it's kind of hard to tell because today was literally just, it was like a face-it game. It was just like we came and we played with a little bit more communication than a normal face-it game, perhaps. But I mean, yeah, it was nothing special. But we had one day with Quirts and Zurus, and yeah, seemed fine. Very chill guys. They're not like yelling a lot, or you know, they're pretty calm. So I like them.
Okay. The one last question that I have, and Ruben, feel free to take the mic after this one. It's a very, very simple question, and I'm certainly feeling it in my heart. Straxy, how much do you miss Nolan right now?
Yeah, it's sad because me and him, we came from the young Prodigies before that existed, and then we've played together ever since. It's been almost 6 months now, or 5 months. But yeah, he's in a pretty good team now in Onyx, the best team in his country. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah, and we're also super duper happy for Nolan as well. Bright things ahead for him, and I'm certainly also bright things ahead for yourself. That is basically everything that I have to ask you, Ruben. If you've got anything else that you want to sort of throw out there, if you want.
One more, as you said, bright things ahead for Nolan, but also bright things ahead for the Prodigies. Already 4-1 in the ESEA main. So is this what you were expecting? Is the competition tougher than you expected? Is it easier? How's that feeling?
Somehow the competition has been like either really easy or really hard. There's no seems to be no in between. Like these guys were pretty meh. They were just running around, no real team play. And then we played against Elite Esport where they were playing much better together. But we've had kind of a weird period since we've been switching players and stuff, and everything wasn't clicking. But I think now it should go better.